Hello. Today I'd like to bring a point home that uh, spiritual awakening isn't gonna do your dishes and not gonna mop your floors. Um, I mean, I think spirituality and like that kind of stuff was always in trend, especially like after all that yoga and mindfulness was brought like from India and from, you know, collective South, if we want to call it that way, right? So like before, like let's say it was philosophy, it was understanding, it was religion. Now it's spirituality, but I feel like largely the pursuit is the same, right? Is to understand what the fuck is going on here, right? And again, there are a bazillion different ways. Nobody knows which one is right, which one is wrong. We just have them, and that's it. But I feel like, especially as of late, I feel like a lot of people miss the point of like being spiritual. I don't think being spiritual is even like a thing in itself. And what I mean by that is like I feel like the highest level of spirituality you can ever get is to just like live your life. And by that I mean genuinely just live. Just do your stuff. Just, make friends, make, I don't know, like relationships, pursue, I don't know, what are they called? Virtues, right? That's it. I feel like that's the higher goal. Like you don't need to understand what God is. You don't need to understand if there's a cabal ruling us. You don't need to understand all that like fucking chakras and BS that comes along with it. I genuinely don't think you do. The best realization, the deepest realization, again, from what I understood so far, is that you don't need to think. Like 95% of the time, you don't need to think. I feel like we keep forgetting that like we as humans are extremely lucky to not necessarily only possess brains and like the concept of self, but also like ability to communicate with one another, right? Because like again, all these animals and fishes and like stuff like that, they also have brains, right? They also understand stuff. I see that I don't know, that Japanese scientist guy who figured out that like small fish is self-aware, right? So like we are extremely lucky to not only have brains functioning, we have like whatever we want to call by intelligence, by like again self-awareness, by like consciousness in itself. But I don't think we will ever get there in the sense of understanding what the hell that is exactly. Right? And again, while the pursuit of trying to understand, I wouldn't call pointless, and because again, everyone gonna do something, right? And if you feel like you can, you want to spend your life trying to understand it, cool. You should by all means go and do it. But like for an average Joe, like this fucking guy right here, I don't think we need that much brain, to be honest. And I feel like the brain, like the, by that I don't mean the matter itself, but like the concept of constantly like contemplating on stuff. I feel like it's redundant, and we keep missing the point because we think that just because you can think about it, you should. And again, I understand that might like spark a debate or something that's like, might be in a way controversial in the sense like this guy is saying people shouldn't think. It's hard to explain exactly, but I'm just saying that like 90, I don't know. All right, I don't want to give you numbers, whatever. Like a large portion of mine and your lives is not creative work, right? It's routine. You eat the food, you sleep the sleep, you do your job, right? Like a lot of the stuff that you do throughout your life is routine. Like, I feel like all these like social media and Instagram and whatever, they have a kind of perverted, if you can call it like that, like perverted our understanding of how like often novel things happen. Like this severe intolerance with boredom. I personally have it all the time, right? I cannot be bored. If I'm bored, I feel like I'm not productive. Of course, like my brain doesn't want to understand that like rest is a part of a process, right? Rest is a part of work because you do it after you work in order to restore yourself and work again, right? So like we are like, I don't know, like psyoped maybe that like you should chase novelty. You should like think of everything. You should understand everything. I think you shouldn't. I think you shouldn't, and you should just live your life. You just go to work, you just do your stuff, you just make friends. Like, it's that fucking simple. I feel like it, you know? Okay. One more point I wanted to bring home here. I was just thinking about it for like quite a long time. So, you know how, like, I'll talk about myself. So I always thought that in order to perform an action, you should have a feeling inside of you. Simple example. In order to fall in love with a lady, or like let's say, in order to have the urge to date the lady, I should first feel like I like her, right? In order to, I don't know, like write a passage, I should like feel that I should write something, right? I feel like that's bogus, right? Feeling never comes first. I mean, it comes sometimes, but it is not a. It is not an obsolete thing, absolute thing. Like you, if you will wait for a feeling to come to tell you what to do, you're gonna wait your whole life. There has been this story about a man who wanted to divorce his wife, and again, I mean, whatever. It doesn't have to be true, okay? So the guy wants to divorce his wife, and she's telling, "All right, I'll divorce you, but you will have to carry me in your arms to bed every day for a month. And then I'll give you the divorce papers after a month. After you do that, sure." What happened is the guy found a newfound love within his wife, and he didn't divorce her. We'll skip the, you know, if the story is truthful, if like yada yada. It just illustrates a larger point in my perspective, that what you do dictates what you feel, and that dictates what you do again. All right? So in order to be a good person, let's say, you don't have to think about being a good person. You don't have to think of being, "Oh no, I'm so terrible. I was such a bad person. I should be good. Okay, how do I be good? All right, what do you do to be good? What can I do right now to be good?" Just do something, right? Because repeated action is the only thing that matters. And that's it ties back to my larger point that I made in the beginning, that we shouldn't think that much. I believe that spirituality, like real understanding of the world, or like how to live life, or like the underlying whatevers, you know, I feel like it's just, it's amusement for the mind, right? It's the leisure of rich. You as a mediocre guy, maybe, you don't have the privilege to sit and contemplate all day long. Contemplation historically has been the prerogative of rich, because they can afford to waste time, because they don't have to work for it. They don't have to exchange their lives for time, for money, right? So they can do fuck all and sit and think and fucking come up with shit, right? You can't. And maybe you don't need to. I do not believe that you need to live, in order to live a fulfilling, rich, for experiences life, fulfilling, happy, successful, rich life, I don't think you need to like think a lot. I don't think you need to understand is God there or not. I don't think you need to understand if there is a soul or not. Right? What's his name? I forgot. Yesterday I read about it and I forgot. There's this guy and like there's this dilemma, like some philosopher, Descartes maybe. No, I don't know. Like he basically said that you should live as if God is real. And then again, like makes me make another point here that if you can think of something, then you can think of something good. And if you can think of something good, then why do you want to think of something bad, right? Because again, thoughts just be happening, right? Sometimes most of the time, you cannot control them. But you can sometimes think your own thoughts. And while you have the possibility and opportunity to think your own thoughts, why don't you get busy with thinking good thoughts? Why not? Why don't you want to live a life as if God exists? Because that doesn't take away anything from you, right? If anything, your life will be better, and the life around you, the life of those around you will be better as well. Right? So like, you should just master your mind in a way. And not master doesn't mean like learn top to bottom, whatever, everything that it has. It means that you should just tell it what to do. This shit doesn't tell you what to do. You tell it what to do, right? And you, whoever that is, I don't know, right? I don't need to sit and think that like, oh damn, maybe shit is pointless. Oh damn, do we have free will or not? I mean, I feel free. I feel free, and I have a will. So I mean, I don't know, right? So like, thinking is overrated. You become what you do, not what you think, because what you do makes you think, and then makes you do again, right? And then the third one, like, it's not that complicated, right? The life, I feel like, it's not that deep. It's not that, like, you don't need to think that much. Just be a good person, dude. Like, it's not that hard. Just do good, and I feel like that's it. Yeah, thanks. Bye.